Edition of Journalist Hangout. I'm Ayodele Osubaku. Today on the program, Lagos presents biggest budget ever by Nigerian states. Emir of Kano, Sanusi Lamido Sanusi, tells Fashola to provide solution to power problems in Nigeria. And later on the program, Malkafi Sharif issue jail threats against each other. I'll be joined by Stella Sawyer, Yomi Olomofe, and Majid Jamiu. So if you're ready, welcome to the interesting edition of Journalist Hangouts. The Lagos State government has dared history again. This time, it is proposing a bold, daring, and mind-blowing 812 billion naira. Take it again, 812 billion naira as its 2017 budget. No state in the history of Nigeria has done anything like this. Governor Akinwumi Ambode said the budget will focus on developing physical infrastructure in the states of aquatic splendor. But this is coming at a time some other states are submerged in the heat of economic crisis, while many are struggling to pay workers. What does this say about that state of aquatic splendor, Lagos State? Some people call it Lasgidi. MJ, this is oppression. This almost 1 trillion naira. And these people, they're looking at an IGR of 50 billion naira is the target. 50 billion naira per month. And a budget is being proposed of 800 and something billion naira. And look at, let's break it down, MJ.
Yeah, I think Lagosians should, for those of us who live in Lagos, we should count ourselves lucky.
Very, very lucky.
Where Providence and faith has put us. Because you see, it's one thing for you to have a virile economy. It's another to have very good managers of the economy. And I think since 1999 till date, Lagos has been very, very lucky.
Auto cruise.
Yeah, auto cruise, autopilot. And especially the ascendancy of Akinwumi Ambode, is an economist par excellence, a civil servant par excellence, and now you see, he knows where all the bodies are buried, so to say, in Lagos.
He has been in the system.
He has been in the system, the local government, then the core administration, then finance, and also auditing. He's been able to combine everything. So he's putting all those to bear. And you can see the little interventions, tiny interventions that you would never have expected. Look at what is happening at Baga, for example.
Oh, that Baga. I can't wait for it to finish.
Yeah, look at
That's a masterpiece.
Look at the magic on Third Mainland Bridge that has reduced travel time by at least 1 hour, both at the morning peak period and the evening peak period. So now coming
on both ends.
Coming to the budget. Lagos is the 5th largest economy in Africa. So this budget is quite,
yes, with this when you combine
quite ambitious. But then together, as somebody is throwing the budget in your face, is telling you where it will get the money to drive it. It's saying that 300 billion, 360 billion, like you've said, will come from the Lagos Internal Revenue Service. And as we speak, which means they are expecting about 50 billion
LRS.
Per month, which comes to about about 360 billion. Then Lagos is now enjoying 13% derivation. That's a special one. Then about
I'm sure that would just be plan B.
Yeah,
can't be.
Yeah, it's not. Of course. I mean,
I think Jamiu had said it all.
So it's a fantastic, very futuristic budget, especially when you look at that eyesore we call the airport road. I mean, it's about one of the happiest things I'm seeing in the budget, that Lagos State government from January will fix that road.
Fix that road instead of waiting for
for Abuja.
From the federal government that is still grappling with many things.
Very ambitious budget, and I know that with the good managers we have in the state, I mean, it's a crew will always have Itesiwaju.
That's the latest.
Well, I think it's something like he said, Lagosians should be happy about. It's not only Lagosian. Like he said, we're talking about a state which, though he said fifth largest economy, I've always believe is the sixth largest economy in Africa. It does not come with its own challenges. Lagos is where everybody wants to come.
Everybody wants to be in Lagos.
And when you're talking about population of people in Lagos, then when you're talking about population, we're talking about infrastructure, things that those people will need. It must match, and that is why I want to believe the governor is looking at this budget. Well, he termed it the Golden Jubilee budget, and I want to congratulate him. It's not easy to be 50. And when you're 50, there's a lot to be expected from a 50-year-old state. And I think he is trying to put infrastructure in place. But one thing I think he should, be thinking about, which I know he's been doing, is about easing transportation traffic in Lagos. It's not been easy. It has never been easy. And it's been trying. We mentioned
it comes with the price.
We mentioned the Wuroshoki axis. We're talking about Berger now. I think Ogudu too has its own, and it's been helping. We
can see the breakdown there.
It's been helping. And we should not also just be thinking of the road transportation. We should start thinking of the alternate, the light rail.
The work is on
by
it.
Now,
I think he gave a timeline of 2019.
No, he actually gave a time frame of December, January 2017. But I don't know what happened. But I think by next year, work should actually commence on that project. And
from the Badagry axis.
Yes, and we should see it really, really working.
Jomi, when you look at this situation, we had a government, under Babatunde Raji Fashola, that, a lot of us say he performed exceedingly well and everything. But we felt that was the height. A lot of people did not give this man that opportunity. They felt that, it comes with sweet talking, it comes with, but
no.
a quiet,
you must understand.
A quiet man that doesn't make noise, he doesn't like publicity. Now, when you look at the stride in terms of achievements, he's saying, okay, enough of the highland.
Yeah.
This man has gone to the
Alimosho
area. Mr. Governor, thank you.
But you see,
my father's house, Mero. Four lanes here, 4 lanes there.
Let me quickly say here that, as we have said before, it's about having one's eye on the ball.
Yeah.
And it's about having a vision,
determination,
and drivers that will implement this vision. As Majid have rightly said, governor, the sitting governor of Lagos State, is not a new man in governance, in politics, and in administration. He's somebody that has also proven his mettle over time. He has seen the various terrains. He was a civil servant. He is a consummate finance person, and now he's showing to us that he has the capability to implement programs and policies. And for me, I think the master stroke really is what has been done about opening up Lagos. You're just talking about Alimosho. Only yesterday, His Excellency was talking about what he plans to do in the Badagry axis. The Ekpe axis. And I think these are very good, very, very good focus in the sense that developmental activities in these other areas of Lagos will take the bulk of the pressure away from the city center.
So everybody will not say, I want to come to
what that translates to is that you also find that the drifts, the rural-urban drifts, will become drastically reduced.
Yes.
You only come to the city center. You come to city center only when you have very serious businesses to do.
Yes.
And for me, I think this is a good one. Talking about the proposed 2017 budget, I said on this program about 4 weeks or so ago that Lagos is not yet seeing all of its potentials. And what I mean by this is that, you see, the revenue potentials of Lagos is work in progress. Let's put it that way. Because for as long as you put physical policies on ground, for so long shall those policies have commensurate revenue generating capacities. And all of this translates to the fact that we have people in Lagos who are focused on what to do with Lagos, who are determined to take Lagos to where it should be in the pride of a mega polis, mega cities globally. So therefore, what somebody has proposed, I see it as very viable, workable. If you check how he has broken it down in the presentation, you will discover that all we just need to do is to exercise some degree of fiscal discipline. And all of this, I'm sure he can do, being a man of figures himself. He knows where the leakages are likely to come from, and I'm sure he's poised to plug all of these leakages. When they are plugged.
I'm sure, MJ, I'm sure a lot of people will argue that it's because Lagos is liquid. But in terms of the stipend they get from the federal government, I think amount to 6-7 billion naira, cannot even pay the workers of the people in Alausa. But in terms of IGR, they will tell you that the argument, because somebody was just asking me that, what can other states learn from Lagos states? That, oh, if you get money, you should know that definitely you will work. A lot of people think getting money, having access to resources is the same thing as implementing projects and making sure the state, the busiest state in the country, runs.
A lot of this.
MJ, let's just go on this fast break. Okay. When we come back, we'll discuss more. It's still Journalist Hangout on Television Continental. We'll go on this breather. When we come back, we'll talk more. Don't go away. Welcome back. It's a Siwaju Eko. It's a.
You're so excited about. Okay, we're
very excited.
Litigation, but like I said, it also comes with its challenges.
Yes, we'll do an analysis definitely on what is happening. But the first quote, let me take this first quote from the Emir of Kano. That is Alhaji Sanusi Lamido Sanusi. Was talking about how strategic Lagos economy is to Nigeria. Check this out. Then he's saying Lagos is good. Lagos is a good example of how to run an economy without oil. Sanusi Lamido Sanusi. And Professor Patutomi also said something about Lagos. Patutomi is saying Lagos is crucial to Nigeria's recovery from recession. That is, Lagos is so strategic. Yomi?
Yeah.
How to run an economy without oil. That is instructive.
Exactly, and I think it's the Lagos example. Lagos has looked, inwards. It has internalized, and is making the best of the opportunities as presented by the unique consideration that it is a melting pot. You understand it? And because it's a melting pot, it then translates to the fact that everybody has a potential. And the ambience is being created for every potential to be optimized. Looking at what the state governor is doing and what he's planning to do in 2017, you will agree with me that by opening up I don't know whether we'll call it the flanks, the Ekpe axis, the Badagry axis.
Yes, definitely.
It's also going to, lead to a lot of economic activities.
In terms of Badagry now.
The deep sea port, for instance, is being proposed for Badagry. Plans are, at a frenetic pace.
To generate employment.
To get it going. It will not only generate employment, it will also make that axis what it ought to have been all this while. The tourism destination of choice.
Yes.
And of course, all of that will open up a plethora of opportunities for the economy to. So Lagos is a place where the federal government needs to look at.
I think at the end of the day, oil is going to end up being a distraction. Because already
that's why I'm just praying that Lagos State will not actually start thinking of the derivation they'll be getting from I don't see Lagos. Yes, we just pray that it will not be a distraction.
The advent of oil is something that Lagos should warehouse. We should create a sovereign wealth for the oil in Lagos.
Oh, okay. But so it's just
one other thing that excites me about this 2017 budget is the opening up of Ikorodu, Ishawo, Arepo axis. It's already in the budget. It's going to free a lot of traffic
on the
onward,
expressway,
Baga towards Ibadan.
And the groundbreaking of the 4th Mainland Bridge.
Of the 4th Mainland Bridge.
That is very interesting.
And also the Oshodi that is ongoing.
Oh, sure. That's going to be like an airport terminus. As in I've seen the design.
You mentioned something about what some of these other governors needs to learn from Lagos. It's not about the size of your economy or the outreach your state is. Take a look at Bayelsa, for example. Bayelsa is not up to the size of Ikeja local government, for example, in terms of even workforce. And Bayelsa,
we find it difficult to pay salaries.
Anytime Bayelsa collects 17 billion naira a month, Lagos collects about 7.
Yes, I remember those.
Check it out. But Bayelsa
2 years ago, 3 years
salaries.
ago, there was a time the likes of Akwa Ibom, they were doing 34 billion, 46 billion.
Yes.
Lagos was hovering between 6, 7, 8 billion.
Yet Bayelsa is unable to pay salaries.
2 years down the line.
Now the state, the governor has put, you can imagine how much has been budgeted for the Lagos, for the international airport road, whereas
it's supposed to be a federal government.
Yes, it's a federal government budget. It's not making any noise about it, except for the fact that it's mentioned in the budget. Whereas we have a state like Ekiti, where the governor is repairing the road, and is spending more money on the signboard that is advertising the fact that you can see the logic behind how a forward-looking governor should think. You see. Look at also the issue of rice. The agreement between the Lagos state government and the Kebbi state government. And by January, February, there will be an influx of this locally produced rice into Lagos, which will reduce the price of
even dependence on the foreign
importation from the distance.
Rather, some state governments, like Akwa Ibom built the nest of champions for 30-something billion naira. Also constructed
the stadium, with the VIP seats bulletproof.
Yes. So imagine 2 billion invested in agric in Kebbi compared to
projects that we have direct bearing
on
the lives of
the citizens. So these are lessons that other state governors should learn from.
Even the federal government. Stella, I'm looking at a trend. This year, you are looking at the recurrent expenditure. To the capital.
And I mean, you can see the percentage.
It has been a norm in Nigeria.
That
our recurrent expenditure, the number we used to pay salaries, overhead, overseas trips, medical facilities.
And come to think of it, I mean, with that, Lagos State, I've never had a Lagos State civil servant complain about the fact that they are being hold
Let me quickly take my first caller. Mohammed is calling us from Abuja. Thank you for joining us, Mohammed. Oh, we lost Mohammed. Stella.
Yeah, I said Lagos State, they've been trying when it comes to salary payment. I have friends. I have friends in Lagos.
Never
even paying before the month salary. Paying before the month ends, and maybe some people getting their salaries, in between the month, so that you can actually plan ahead. I think it's a good thing. And I know some few years ago, some government, I think maybe after the governors forum, some governors said they want to come to Lagos to learn, how to run their states. It shows that Lagos actually have been showing.
It's about time, really. Some of these governors have demonstrated that they really do not know
have the capability
what to do about their states.
And they say it, during the tenure of Fashola, and I know they must have been telling Ambode what is the magic wand, you people use in Lagos. But I don't think it's about magic wand. It's about being determined to want to make a difference. And I think that is what
and there's something that continuity does.
Exactly.
I said it earlier that I think we should give. I'm not saying it because we should actually give him kudos because it's not just about electing people because they're your friends or because they can deliver. It's about people who can deliver, people you believe in, and that they can.
Success without the success.
And
I have this call from Niger State. Thank you for joining us. Hello. Lagia, are you there? Hello.
Yeah, this is Niger from Niger State.
Okay. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much. Niger, okay. N-A, not L-A. Niger, N-A.
Okay. I think my producer will correct that. Go ahead with your contribution.
Really, Ambode is a governor that really needs to be appreciated.
Are you feeling governance in Niger State? It's also an APC state.
Permit me to say that Lagos has already been blessed with leaders. And tracing it back to the period of Governor Tinubu, Fashola, and now Ambode, I think there are leaders worth emulating by other states. So leadership is about vision and mission. And I think these personalities have really exhibited the stuff they are made of. And I believe in them, and I know they will really add more value to Lagos. So they are a shining example for other states to emulate.
Thank you, Nagia. Thank you for that, your contribution. We're talking about capital expenditure and recurrent expenditure. Okay, Stella, you're about...
Yeah, and I said, I mean, well, the capital, we're talking about infrastructure that we need to really work out. And, well, it's tackling transportation now. We're talking about the extension of the highways so that people, I mean, traffic will be eased. But my worry is we should not just be focusing on the land transportation. We should start thinking of, we're talking about, the ferries. Not just the ferries, the waterways.
Yes, our waterways is grossly underutilized.
Grossly underutilized. I know last, should I use the word dispensation? There was this idea of, trying to make sure that we get ferries, we have boats that can take people all the way from Ikorodu down to Island. That will ease, traffic, on the Third Mainland Bridge. But I don't really see that really, working. Though we have some few boats, but how many Nigerians are okay or confident, being ferried on the lagoon when you keep hearing of people drowning? So if we're sure of safety on a lagoon and we have boats, good boats, good ferries that can take people and you're comfortable, I think Lagosians will be the better for it. And that's what I think the Lagos state government should start thinking of, trying to ease.
I think there's a standard ministry for, there's a standard parastatal for that. I don't know. These people in charge of waterways.
The Lagos state.
I think basically what Lagos state government needs to do is to articulate a rolling plan for the utilization of our waterways.
Okay.
And I think the best way forward on this is to just design a holistic plan and then set at the implementation. That is an aspect that is also waiting to be explored, waiting to be tapped into. Ferry transportation and waterway transportation in other climes are serious businesses. And it could be like that here too. So I would wish that the governor of Lagos State and his team devote some bit more of attention.
And we're talking about an IGR of 50 billion. I mean, they can get more.
Exactly, that's an
more from that.
All right. When journalist Hangout returns, Emir of Kano dares Fashola to end darkness in Nigeria by fixing the problem in the power sector. Please stay with us. We'll be right back. So he's not afraid of anybody. The last administration, he lost his job when he was a CBN governor for speaking the truth. So this government now, you won't accuse him of, being a PDP member, being partisan. That's why he's still speaking the truth. You might not like it and anything, but he has said the ball rolling.
Yeah, Lamido Sanusi, the Emma, I mean, is well grounded on the economy, and he will always speak the truth to power, even at variance to the position he holds, even while, like you said, while as CBN governor, he was able to criticize... an
activist as a CBN governor.
So that's vintage Sanusi for you, but of course it's telling us the truth, because what Nigerians want is electricity supply. Now it's like we are at the lowest ebb now in terms of power generation, because at the point we are celebrating increased output, but now it has degenerated again. Now in Ikeja Disco, where I stay, I don't think we have up to 6 hours of electricity per day. Yeah. So it calls for a lot of concern because we have so many indoors. We are approaching the dry season where the heat is high. So that's when you know the measure of electricity supply that these people are actually pushing into the system, because almost all the air conditioning systems are at full steam. So they're overworking. So that's when you know whether they're actually working. Because I keep saying that the euphoria we had in those in the past few months, I mean, has subsided now, because we're all back to the trenches. So to say everybody is sweating it out. I think it's beyond Fashola. There are some principalities, so to say, quote unquote, in that sector.
Every government will blame these principalities.
Yes.
But what are you talking about? Every government will blame principalities.
But then,
we'll change PDP now. It's not APC. We are still blaming principalities.
See, until that is resolved, there is no way the federal government can hold transmission as and if and tell the disco.
So let them leave it.
Yeah, you see, we have the Transco, we have the disco. You see, except we privatize everything and we pay the appropriate price for electricity supply. Yeah. They just came out and said they needed 400 billion naira for them to improve power supply, and that the federal government and its agencies and parastatals are owing them almost about this amount. So how do you expect them to survive? They are in business.
For me, Mojit, I think it's important that we try to place this thing in their proper perspectives. I have said that we're running a skilled federal system in this country. And I think so much of these issues that keeps rearing their heads are a direct result of the kind of skilled federal system we're running. Why should power generation be an issue? We've been to places where as little as local governments generate and transmit power. Yeah. So why can it not work here? See, I think for as long as we continue to address the main issues,
still the over-centralization.
Exactly. Why lump all these things together and put it in the center? Why put the fate?
We privatize the power sector, and transmission is still with the federal government.
The same thing we did with communications.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Until the federal government hands off.
Yes.
Why put the fate of the man in a remote place in Iseyin or Igboho or Shaki in the hands of somebody who is in Abuja? When he could jolly well address his fate himself at his location where he is.
Yeah,
so
there's some
for as long as we refuse to,
that have come up and they generate power. They have their generating plants, and some of them had said if the community allow them, they can actually provide electricity to the community. And I remember, I think the Magboro axis, you know what the Omonile said, that they should give them the money and not, I think it was there's a company, I don't know what they're into, wanted to give out their own, the excess electricity that they have to help the community. And they said no, that what they want is for them to come and settle them. That's, an aside. We're talking about Fashola coming to fix, electricity. Where will it begin from? Is it, we're talking about the discourse complaining now that MDAs are owing them equivalent of what they need to actually put things in order so that they can actually distribute power. That has not been settled. I think it's high time we start, we actually have to, strike at the heart of the matter.
The heart of the matter for me is to devolve.
That is just it. That is just it.
Where are we? MJ, what's our law saying? Because before, I know that it's only PHCN that could distribute, generate, transmit. I think they've amended that law now. Yeah. But what is the effect of that amendment?
The fact that we still have the national grid. Every power generated we have to go to the power
national grid.
We have
the national grid that they will not start distributing.
That cannot even warehouse more than 5,000
megawatts.
Anytime you go beyond that, it will crash. So, and we have a federal government that is holding on to that. Even if you generate 10,000 megawatts, there is no
where do you warehouse it
before you distribute.
So I think that's the problem.
If you have excess, like you said.
I want us to break
if
it
you
down.
have if you have an
Because
IPP,
an average Nigerian listening to us,
Okay.
it seems very complex.
okay, this is
not complex.
This is the way it is.
It's not complex.
If a community, for example, it's as simple as if a community buys a transformer, and the moment you install that transformer, it becomes the property of
the community.
No,
Okay,
the
government. Yes.
You can't even touch it again.
You can't. Yes.
So
if you buy, I mean, most communities have been buying.
that is
Most
the law.
communities have been buying their transformers.
Now, if you even want to help your community and you buy a transformer for them, they are going to charge you on commercial rates. We've seen all these things happen. You see some transformers, somebody bought a transformer for his streets, and NEPA, the disco people came there and told him that, well, we have bought this transformer, but you have to pay us to install it, and after installing it, you cannot even benefit from it because it's for another place. So we have all this kind of stuff. So until we do full deregulation like we have in the communications sector, for 40 years, Nitel was only able to give Nigerians 400,000 lines.
Now we're having millions.
We have
millions.
Nigeria, the teledensity in Nigeria now is
over 40 million.
I mean, no. We're talking about, we're going to 160.
With 90 million of 90 million of those lines on internet. So
active subscribers.
Yes.
Well, if it can work in telecoms,
if it can work,
it will work.
Then we should also not lose sight that Fashola is not just, we're actually thinking of.
Because Sanusi was asking how many houses how many roads, kilometers.
I think for roads. We should also commend the minister.
Yes.
This issue of trying to diversify generation of power is, we've always been relying on gas. We should start thinking of other means of getting.
Yeah, they are going to solar. They are going to solar.
Yeah, they are going to. I mean, the coal. What happened to our coal? We're talking about. When you're talking about coal, they're talking about.
We should give credits to.
It's a pass mark.
It's just. I think, like you said, maybe we should start thinking of.
I've not seen anything on housing.
We've not. I've not seen anything either. Again for road.
Again, but that is what we did.
Again,
road and power.
Again, my take here is that for as long as we take 95 of 100 items and lump it on the shoulders of the federal, of the center. For so long shall we be battling with crippling issues.
Okay.
Now, how can and why will states not be responsible for their roads?
For their road. Why do we have federal roads?
And then, there are simple ways to look at these things. You see, there is a determined.
Constitutional matters.
I think there is a determined effort to keep us down.
Lagos state government generated
the IPP?
Yeah, from the generated electricity from the IPP. But
and
the federal government will not allow
it to transmit.
To give the excess.
Yes.
to communities.
Yes. West is calling us from Lagos. Hello, West.
Oh, hello.
Thank you for joining us, West.
I want to talk. I want to talk about light.
Light.
Yes. The issue is that after the time we have light problem, what happened was the blowing up of gas line that is supplying all the thermal stations in this country. You see, when the gas line were not blown away, we generated 5,078 megawatts, and the country was blossoming. Everybody was hailing. But when they start blowing, the capacity of the thermal station start to drop. As of now, today, we are only generating in the whole country. We are only generating 2,600 megawatts because of the blowing away of all these gas. So, and we have a reserve to generate, but there's no gas to generate them. So we should know where to place the problem. That's my take. Thank you.
Thank you, West. I will take this break. When we come back, we'll talk more. We're still on the power. Welcome back. We're still looking at the Sanusi's and the challenge to the Minister of Power, Housing and Works. 3-in-1 minister. And coursing home with this, scorecard for Babatunde Raji Fashola. Yes, in Lagos, he was the chief executive officer.
Yeah, he
of
was
his
in
state.
charge. You could call the shots.
He could call the shots.
Yeah.
But
give it to him.
Let's look at those.
It's a different ball game altogether. So I think we shouldn't actually be criticizing him now. Like he said, prayers is not, well, we'll pray, but that is not what we need at the moment. We actually need to see things work. Action. And we should not start, now is the time to start thinking of other means of generating power. We're tired of people complaining that it's because we've been having pipeline vandalism. We've been having, gas not being supplied to the generating plants. Now let us start thinking of other means of generating power so that we won't put all our eggs in the basket. So I think that is what Fashola, I know.
Nuclear.
Yeah.
Nuclear means.
Well,
nuclear.
Solar has been there, and it's a cheap, I see houses with the solar panel, and they have lights 24 hours. I'm happy with that you can say you can boast of 6 hours, in a day. For 2-3 weeks now, we've been having lights in my area for an hour.
Sorry.
Between 8. Well, Magodo, Shangisha Magodo.
Okay.
Shangisha Magodo. We've been having. Yeah, no. I live,
the last
in
2-3
Shangisha
years,
Magodo.
don't know if
We've been having lights between 8. They've never had that. Yeah. 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. So you can imagine if you're not at home. I have the luxury of not going to work very early. So between 8 and 9, I can quickly do my ironing. I can quickly do whatever I want to do with light, and that ends it. So when I get home, I have to be on power until I get. That's just an hour on a daily basis.
Thank God.
It's not right. It's not right. And there's a not. Well, we're talking about. This is not even a time we should even be
for you to charge your phone.
Well, you've been running your gen, and it does not come cheap. Now buying diesel, not diesel is for 205 as of today. Then 145, and you run your gen. If I'm home, I run my gen between 7 to 12, and you know what that means in an economy where everybody is talking about recession. I think since just something drastic had to be.
Well, we can go on and on and on, but the truth is, I think there must be that an emergency must be declared in the power sector if we must really address the issue of power. We can't blame it on Fashola. He was not there when those power plants were built that were to be powered by gas.
And if you remember, I remember that clip that he said, if you can't fix power in 2 years, you're back to where I'm sure Mr. Fashola will.
It's not yet 2 years.
Yes,
it's not yet 2 years.
We understand now that
it's not yet 2 years.
I can say
starting months.
I can say that maybe we should allow him a little more time to see what he will do. As you have quoted him, he said 2 years. It's not 2 years on the side road yet.
Yeah. So let's see what will happen.
What happens. One must, however, say that there has been marginal improvement in power supply.
Marginal.
Like
even though in my area, for instance, maybe because
where do you stay?
Well, I have residence somewhere in Ogun State. Since I had to relocate.
Hope it's not.
Somewhere close to somebody who is.
Okay. Now we're talking. So
what I'm saying
is about being influential.
Yes,
living close to somebody who is influential.
Hope is not Alagbole Akute.
No.
Because I wanted to talk about the roads. That area is.
On power, let's give him some little more.
Disaster in waiting.
But for roads, Ayo,
for this rainy season.
For roads, I think in the southwest axis, it will appear to me that quite a bit of efforts are being invested. The Lagos, Ibadan.
Okay, we have to move on. Okay. Now, moving on now, the People's Democratic Party is still at war. They're always at war since the 2015 election. It seems the two commanding officers are not ready to shake their sword and give peace a chance. Reports say both Ali Modu Sharif and Ahmed Malkafi are threatening each other with jail terms, laying claims to the leadership of the party. What would the confusion of the PDP, the main opposition party, end? What is going on? And this as the first casualty, maybe, is it the first casualty?
No.
The latest casualty is
the Ondo State election.
You see, somebody described the PDP as like a motor park. It's whoever gets there first that takes charge. And that's what has been happening. Because in Edo State, it's McAlfrey. And in Ondo. It was a ding dong affair. Started with McCarthy, then Sheriff.
Jimoh Ibrahim played the
FBI.
Yeah, I think you're talking about. I think
the throw spanner, the wheel of.
I think for PDP, it's fight to the finish, and I think maybe the Supreme Court should come to their aid because Sheriff is already.
Are you sure Modu Sheriff is not a kind of mole working with the All Progressive Congress planted by APC?
I think
what
we
we're
should.
saying. If Jimoh Ibrahim could congratulate Akeredolu before the release of the results. No, I'm not forgetting the before the release of that result, Jimoh came out to say, hey.
No, he knew that guy was just trying to play smart.
Wike and
he was just trying to play smart. He knew the way.
To beg Sheriff
to
come. So are you saying that Wike and
also playing?
No,
I think no. I think no. Forget like when I said no. When I said when I said he knew the way. No, Jimoh knew the way.
I can say Jimoh Ibrahim worked actively with All Progressive Congress.
No. Because Jimoh knew the way the election will go, so he was just trying to play smart. That aside. I think what the problem.
By trying to reduce I don't
want to join issues with whatever has happened. I mean, the election had come and gone. But I want to say what is happening in PDP is just an ego thing. It's just an ego thing. And if care is not taken, it will break the party. It's already broken. It's already broken. I mean, when we have different factions.
Yomi, are you not looking at the possibility of Modu Sheriff being...
For me, all of this is just a very sad commentary on our body politic. A party that has held us by the jugular all of about 16 years to unravel in this manner, it shows to me that we have quite a bit of way to go yet in our political engineering.
To play the role of
and the characters that have somehow found their ways onto the front burner of a party like PDP are just characters that do not even deserve the honor of being subjected to analysis. Yeah. If you see what this Jimoh Ibrahim you are talking about, see what all of the roles he played in what has become, for me, the PDP debacle in Ondo State. And if you see...
it's as if he had a mission.
If you see how such people emerge on the consciousness of, the people, you want to really marvel. So for me, it's a sad commentary the way what appears to be the only opposition voice now,
and that is
the way
my
the
worry.
party is going. Yeah. And I think serious-minded people should just rise up,
wade
into that matter.
When was the last time Modu Sheriff
and retrieve PDP from the hands of this
federal government of Nigeria?
No, it's not just that.
I'm asking you, Stella, when was the last time did you see Modu Sheriff with a press statement that President Buhari, you are not doing it well?
I think for what they are actually...
He's too busy
thinking of
fomenting mischief.
Yes.
And he's too busy creating distraction.
The role of opposition.
Don't insinuate that Sheriff is an APC mole in the PDP. See, these people invited trouble.
Look, what is wrong with that insinuation?
And I think what is happening now.
Fayose, and I keep repeating, Fayose and Wike went to
MJ.
Fayose was very bold that time to say that whoever does not want Sheriff as their chairman should go to hell. So, you see, if you run to the back of a tiger when you are in crisis,
be careful.
Because they end up not in his stomach.
I hope PDP will not end up in the belly of this.
And let me actually break down what is actually happening again. For 16 years, PDP they've been comfortable, in power. The fact that they lost, they just can't comprehend it. You remember we've been singing. They've been singing these 60 years. We're going to be, a saddle of power for 60 years. They were not prepared for the loss.
And APC, they are doing it better.
Not that they are doing better, but we're talking about PDP. We're talking about PDP. We're talking about PDP. We're talking about PDP and disarray in the party.
Let me pick this call.
Okay.
Thank you, Abdullahi. Abdullahi from Borno State.
Hello, good evening, sir.
Good evening, Abdullahi.
Good evening, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you.
Yeah. Hello?
Go ahead with your contribution.
Hello.
Abdullahi, can you hear me? Oh, I think we lost Abdullahi there. Your submission.
Yeah, I'm just saying that it's the problem now is not just
wrapping up now.
Yeah, the problem is not just about people being moles or people working for a different party. It's the fact that the people who call the shots in PDP were not prepared to lose the election at the time they lost, and they were not prepared for it, and that is what is happening. And it's also an ego. Yes, that is what is responsible for the disarray in the party, and it's also an ego thing. Okay. I want to be the one in charge. I want to be the one calling the shots.
And we have a better. Not listening. Do we have a better party in the All Progressive Congress?
That is why Nigerians should be wary, because now we don't even have a strong opposition party, and that is not the way to go. Now APC will definitely turn the way PDP. You know, then when they were in power, I just pray that they won't go worse. That is not our prayer. But now it's the time for us to start thinking of. Maybe I don't want to pray that. I think more parties should start coming. People should just start.
Stella, I must say here, Ayo, that time has come for parties, smaller ones,
Nigerians
smaller ones to begin to look at areas of interest and areas of strength. We don't necessarily have to have
be federal,
a mega party.
I think because we don't have smaller,
a Badagry community party that you have. Community party, you take power from Badagry first.
There you go. So it's important, in a true democracy, really, there should be other voices. Yes, there should be a loud, stringent, major opposition voice, but there should be other voices. This is what really makes the game of politics in a democracy interesting. But where we restrict all our concentration, all our attention, all our discourse to just APC and PDP,
mega parties.
It's a sad commentary for the Nigerian democratic
MJ, your last take on this? You seem to be overwhelmed by the behemoth growing called APC.
We are not there yet, and that's why it will be difficult. Look at the experiment of Olusola Oke in AD. It collapsed like a pack of cards.
Wait, just 2 months. 2 months. So 2 months, 8 weeks.
You need a lot of funding.
2 months
for you to fund a structure.
Out of 28 candidates, it came third. 2 months.
See, it came third, but
for 2 months.
It shows.
It didn't do badly.
No, it goes beyond that.
No, it didn't do badly. For 2 months.
You know as well as I do that it goes beyond that.
Oh, 120,000 votes.
You need a lot of funding to manage the structure called politicking.
Yes.
So but probably if we allow independent candidacy in the constitution, maybe we'll have a leeway. But as we are, if you are not in the formidable party, it will be difficult for you to make a headway.
All right, and that's it on Journalist Hangout today. Join us tomorrow for another exciting episode of the program. You can watch the repeat broadcast tonight at 11. You can also watch Journalist Hangout on YouTube. That's youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. Our feedback channel is Journalist Hangout at tvcnews.tv. I want to thank you, Moji Jami, for being part of the program today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Otumba.
You're welcome.
Stella,
my pleasure.
Thank you.
It's always a delight to be here.
All right, my name is Ayodele Ozuwakun. See you tomorrow, and God bless Nigeria.